everybody. Let's see if I can find you guys. All right. You're here somewhere, Margot. No, I don't see you. Oh, wait, I'm down here. There we are. All right, so you guys ready for this shirt? Here's the shirt. Brian, are you ready for the shirt? I'm Little Miss Sunshine. See, my friends get it. And they gave me the shirt. I think she thought she was being cheeky and that she didn't know I was going to like the shirt, but I like the shirt. Yay, you guys like this shirt too. That makes me happy. Popping in and popping out. Good morning, Kimberly.
I'm Little Miss Sunshine.
Oh, I gotta turn that off.
She didn't know
I got a little delay here on my sound. Good morning, Valerie. Good morning. Good morning, Molly. So we have in-house students as well today. Oh, I don't care. Okay. All right. Cynthia's here. Kimberly's here. Brian is here. Alicia's here. Oh my goodness. Good morning, good morning, good morning. I hope you guys had a wonderful weekend. All right. Day 56. Good morning. Julie, good morning. Do you guys love the shirt or what? Miss Mary Sunshine. I should have put my hair in pigtails. Oh, I didn't think of that until right now. All right, so you guys signing in. So you guys have been asking me some questions about the church. I am going today to mark out rows that would be suitable distances, social distancing. We're going to start easing back into the church. And I think in the beginning, we're only going to have one class a day. I don't think anybody would come to class if they were sick. But here's the thing, they might not know that they're sick. And that's the only kind of stipulation that we have. We still want to be smart about it. We want to carry on with our new normal, whatever the heck that is. But we also share that space with an elderly population. I say elderly, older. I don't want my mom to punch me in the nose for calling her elderly, but older population. And so I would just really hate for us to be having class and somebody to come in that was sick and not know, and us get the congregation sick on Sunday. So I think in the beginning, we're going to just have everybody 6 feet apart and see how many rows that is, and I will be able to determine how many mats. We won't use in-house mats. You'll have to bring your own mats, and when the spaces are full, we'll just have to lock the door and just say full, which would be a bummer if you drove ahead of time. And supposedly, I keep doing my research and that constantly changes, but the virus could lay on a cloth surface for 12 hours, from what I understand. Which means the days that we do 2 classes, that could be a little problematic. So I think in the beginning we'll only have 1 class a day in the building. So it's either going to be a night class or a morning class. And it has to be past 12 hours from that class before we have another class. So that's kind of where we're headed. It still looks like it's going to be that first week of June. I thought that it would be tomorrow, but it doesn't look like it's going to be. So that's the latest and greatest on that. Try to chat a little bit while you guys are... Randy, you could totally move like me. It just takes a little practice. Just a little practice. will be live from the church. A lot of people are like, but, they love their morning 9 a.m. And the church is all the way on the south side. I have a lot of students who are on the north side. And now we have students that aren't in the state and some that aren't in the country, that we've kind of created this online community, and we want to still be able to reach out to them. So I'm going to, when I start having classes at the church, broadcast those. So you'll still get your live. The time slot may switch a little bit as we get those classes started there. But I will announce all that and pin it someplace where you can always find when the live classes are going to be. Good morning, Barbara. Oh, you like my shirt, my sunshine shirt. All right, so we're going to get started. Yay and yay. Okay, he's 9:05. So we're going to do shoulder girdle. I wrote a note here. Oh, I was right. That's right. Was just checking on some notes that I wrote for today's practice. So excited you'll be live from the church. Yes, I know. I want you guys to be able to enjoy your yoga however you can get them. So today we're going to talk about the shoulder girdle and everything that goes with the shoulder girdle. A lot of times we can say, oh, I've hurt my shoulder, and sometimes your shoulder's stiff, and it's not the shoulder, it's the tissue under the shoulder that's not allowing you to lift the arm. I want you to think that the fascia that's underneath your muscles are like a shirt or a sock. And sometimes, if you have a sock, it can kind of get turned like that in your shoe, and it gets uncomfortable. Well, the tissue underneath this skin, the fascia, can do that too, which will keep you from being able to lift your arm. This is a stressful time, and we're carrying stress here in our shoulders, and we start this, and we don't have any mobility, and a lot of it's stress, I get that. Some of it can be neck and traps, but then some of them is the shoulder. And so we're going to talk about the shoulder a little bit. We're going to talk about the rotator cuff. It's C-U-F-F. I don't know why it drives me crazy when people say cup. I have rotator cuff surgery.
Rotator cuff.
What? Cuff? C-U-F-F? And then I'm like, oh, well, which muscle did you tear? Well, I tore the cuff. I'm like, there's 4 muscles that create the rotator cuff. Teres minor, subscapularis, infraspinatus, and supraspinatus. Those are the 4 muscles. And that's rotator because it causes rotation, right? And so the ones that you'll be most familiar with is the supraspinatus and the infraspinatus. And so those are the muscles that go across the back of the shoulder blade. So, I like your mask, Brian. So here's your shoulder blade, and supra means upper, right? And infra, like meaning inferior, is the lower one. So your shoulder blade literally has a little ridge on the top of it that supraspinatus sits on. And so there's a lot of muscles that works here. And so yes, rotator cuff muscles definitely affect your rotation. But we have your pecs and pec minor. We have so many other, your traps come down here if they're tight. So there's so much more to it. So today we're going to work on the shoulder girdle. Well, how is that different? So we think about the pelvic girdle, right? The muscles that come across the front and the back and the rotation of the hip. And it's strong enough that it can support your body. We want to work on the shoulder girdle so that all of this incorporated, so shoulders all the way across chest, so that it's strong enough that you could do inversions or headstand, or, if you can't make this shape with your arms, right, being able to pull them, then you're not even going to be able to make a headstand. If you can't put your arms above your head, then handstand's not going to happen. And so for me to get my arm here, I have to have that rotation. That's what we're going to work on today. Through the chest, through the back. So hopefully that was enough anatomy for you guys. So we're going to get started. Rotator cuffs. Yes, when it hurts, there's some cussing going on. All right. So we are going to get started. Maybe you could take space reservations at the church up to... Oh, that's a good idea, Julie. Thank you for that input. Hey, Julie, did you get something in the mail? Just a question mark. Good morning, Mimi. Good morning, David. Good morning, Neva. Yay, good morning, Miss Cynthia is in the house. All right, so let's get started on the shoulders. We're going to let the chest open and look up. We're just kind of sending in. And then we're going to rotate. And we're going to let that chest come up and open. And close. One more time, we're going to let that chest come open. And close. And straighten the spine. So we just sit here comfortably. We check in with the body. We set the intention for that practice. We lift the pelvic floor, pulling the navel in. Nice breath. Bringing that awareness into the body. That is your best teacher, is your body. Seeing how it feels without your ego or your brain's input. We're going to let that right ear shift over to that right shoulder. So we're going to take the hand, and if you want to open your eyes and look, if you have your eyes closed, we're just going to place the hand on the head. So notice I'm not pulling on my head. So really what we're going to do here is we're going to start stretching the muscles around the shoulders. So the neck here, down into the traps, these muscles, the scalenes there in the back, oh, those, yeah, all of that. So we just want to try to encourage them to lengthen. Maybe we slept wrong over the night, you know, your arm gets stuck under your pillow, and gently release the head and let the head come up. Left ear travels over towards left shoulder. Left hand comes up. And we're going to place that hand on the head. We gently pull here, lengthening through the side of that neck. See if you can try to let that right shoulder sink as you gently have weight in the head here. Where's your breathing? Are you leaning forward? Not intentionally. Try to sit up straight. Release the hand. Release the head, checking in. Maybe a little wobble. And open those eyes if they weren't already. See, already you feel like your neck might be a little bit longer, you're a little bit taller, and it's those smaller things that we're going to do to help release through the shoulder. We're going to lace the fingers together, pressing out, lifting up, tall spine, open through the heart, lifting pelvic floor, really expanding through the chest. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to turn it to the right. Nice and tall. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to let that left shoulder come down. Right hand comes up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Contract to come up. And back to the center. Hands come out and up. And twist to the left. Tall spine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Rotate rotate right shoulder down, left hand comes up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Contract that left side as we come up. Oh. And back to the center. So we're going to slide that rib cage to the right. Slide that rib cage to the left. So we're trying to stretch this tissue here underneath the rib cage. Working through that serratus anterior. And then the next time that you come to the center, stop, and we're going to stir that pot. Nice big. I say stirring the pot. That was a dance during the 80s, right? No, that's the Cabbage Patch. Yeah, you know what I mean. For all of those that weren't born in the 80s and lived through the 80s. Molly, when were you born?
94.
When?
94.
She was born in the 90s, so there you go. Never mind. And change directions. Nice big stretch.
By admitting that, I felt like I was stirring the pot.
Yeah. Stirring the pot. And then we're going to come back up. So we want to kind of pull through the neck just a little bit more because we're going to work from here down and through. So we're going to take this left arm and put it behind us. We're going to grab that wrist and pull down at an angle. And then we're going to slowly drop that right ear towards right shoulder. Feels completely different now than the last stretch we did because we're adding that extra pull through the arm. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We let that head come up. We're going to release that arm. Maybe you need to roll that shoulder a little bit. We're going to let that right arm come behind. Pull across. Left ear comes towards left shoulder. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And back up. And gently release. Move out that shoulder. Nice work. Now, from here, we are going to change the cross of those legs. Right arm comes down, lengthen serratus anterior. Nice big stretch. Turn your shoulder so you can turn that armpit all the way up towards the sky. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hand comes up. We're going to bend at the elbow, twist it through. So you're going to feel that twist happening in the torso. Definitely on side body. Try to press the left hip down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Unwind and lengthen. And slowly come up. So that left arm comes down. So Alicia's in here and she sent a message saying that her nephew says that he was born in the 19s. I was born in the 19s as well. A lot of us were. Taylor just made it into the 19s. He turned 21, so he's born in 1999, just like the song. And up and bend the elbow and come on through. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh my goodness, nice big stretch and lengthen. And back up. Shoulders back. So this gives us that opportunity to start working through here. So we're going to open through the shoulders, letting those collarbones lift, opening through the throat. And now we're going to come forward, lift those arms up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hands come down as we come up, backs of the hands come together, rolling back body. and gently release. So we want to start working our way down. So we're going to get to the top of the shoulder. We're going to get to the deltoids. We're going to slowly put those arms out. We're going to let the pinkies come down. Try to let those shoulders come away from the ears. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let them come up. Ring finger comes down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Lift it up. Middle finger comes down. Big stretch with those hands. 1, 2. Don't let your shoulders get up by your ears. 3, 4, 5. Index finger comes down. Nice big stretch. Your thumb looks a little weird. 2, 3, 4, 5. Thumbs are up like the fawns. 1, 2, 3. Let those shoulders sink. 4, 5. We're going to open the hands. Thumbs come in. Wrap those fingers around. Pull the pinkies down. So there's a wrist stretch here. So you're pulling the pinky down towards the floor, letting the wrist on the thumb side come up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Holy moly. And rock it out. So now we're going to get into cow face pose. So with cow face pose, I'm going to put my left leg on the bottom, my right leg on the top. So, big FYI here. We haven't moved really at all, except our upper body. So your hips may be tight, and this may not happen yet this morning. So if you look more like this, the pose may not happen for you. So you may need to extend one leg, and you'd be extending the bottom leg so you can make this posture happen. And even if this is too much for you this morning, sit in a comfortable cross-legged position. But this is the leg placement for the posture. Now my right leg is on the top, so my right arm comes over like I'm patting myself on the back. Left arm comes behind, grabs right hand. Now, if you can't grab your hand, just put your arms behind you, that's okay. Or you can grab a strap, which I didn't think of, Molly, sorry.
You want me to bring one? Oh, you don't need one.
And the elbow is up. Nice, tall spine. Now, that already is just a challenge. But it's not too intense, but it's still a challenge. Keeping the arms behind you, you can grab your shirt too, that will help keep them in place. Start to lean forward. And as you start to lean forward, you're definitely going to feel the left arm, the arm behind you, that rotation get deeper. And your shoulder will be like, good morning. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Slowly come up. Where's your breath? Were you holding it? Probably. Me too. And gently release. Nice and easy with that left arm. Nice rotation in the shoulder.
I feel like I'm getting ready to get arrested.
You what?
With a get arrested with that.
Oh,
Like,
ouch.
that's
Yeah, that
what
would
I
hurt.
feel like.
You're right. FYI, don't get arrested. Can't put your arms behind you. And switch. Right arm comes behind. Left arm comes, no, this is a leg. Left leg is on top, right leg is on the bottom, which means left arm goes over, like you're going to pat yourself on the back. We're going to reach under. Good morning, Mom. Grab those fingers. So we're nice and tall here. Lifting pelvic floor, pull the navel in. Now, if you can't grab your hands, no big. If you need to make a leg adjustment, okay. Maybe you need to grab your shirt, and that's all right as well. So we're going to slowly now start to come forward, hinging at the hip. We're hollowing out the belly, lifting pelvic floor, lengthening through the crown of the head, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Slowly, we need to come back up and gently release that arm out. Oh, nice little rotation in the shoulder. Right? You already feel that work. Just that little bit of stuff. All right, now we're going to put the bottoms of the feet together, try to bring some awareness into the bottom part of the body, letting that upper body take a break. Lean forward, feel those hips stretch. Lengthening through the crown of the head. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Slowly come up. Now we're going to bring the knees up. We're going to cross the arms. And as we pull down with the knees and bring the chin towards those arms, you're going to feel the shoulder blades spread. And we're getting into the rhomboids here. Nice work. So the rhomboids are those muscles that are between the shoulder blades. We're really getting a big stretch here. And then we're going to bring those knees up. We're going to change the cross or roll the back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we're going to bring those knees back in. We're going to reach down, grab that right foot, and extend. Get a little blood flow going on in those legs. Tall spine. This is really good too, because with this lengthening here, you can try to pull that shoulder and open mixed space in that joint. 3, 4, 5. We're going to let that foot come down. We're going to let the left one come up. Do the best you can. If your hamstrings kind of grouchy this morning, bend the knee. I mean, honestly, mine are grouchy every morning, but we get through it, don't we? Nice tall spine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the foot comes down. And drop the knees to the left. I'm sorry I'm killing you. You, of all people, with all the shoulder stuff that you've done, you get this. You understand what this is like. 3, 4, 5. We're going to switch to the other side. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to bring those legs back up. We're going to extend them out. We're going to lean forward. Nice rotation in the hip. We're lengthening through the crown of the head. So you're trying to push the belly towards the thighs. Now, if you have a hard time with your hamstrings, here's a little trick that you can do. Maybe leaning forward, for you to get forward, you have to bend your knees. So try this. We bend the knees and we try to put our belly to our thighs here. Here you can touch because the knees are bent. Then focus on lengthening the legs. Don't focus on the folding of the body. You just kind of change it up in the brain a little bit and your body responds a little differently. So instead of me trying to get my belly here and then like, oh, but I can't, if I bend, touch, then lengthen, it changes a little. So see what you got. We breathe. We're still lifting pelvic floor. We're still pulling that navel in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Slowly coming back up. Oh, nice work. Now, from here, we're just going to kind of bring those knees in. We're going to hug them. And then from there, we're going to put those legs right back down. Nice, comfortable. We're going to cross those arms. So my left arm is coming under. Right arm is coming over. And we're going to cross. So you see that's a big contraction pulling in here. And a broadening in the back. We're going to lift those elbows. Working through that rotation in the back body. This way we're practicing the top part of eagle pose, or Garudasana. Really just reaping the benefit of the shoulder work. 3, 4, 5, and gently release. Maybe you're gonna work one shoulder more than the other. Now right arm comes under, left arm comes over, so we're gonna wrap that up. Lift those elbows up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and gently release that out. Shoulders, right? So a lot of these movements that we've been doing is requiring the shoulder to move back and forth. We've broadened through the back body. We're going to try to tighten through that back body a little bit, but the way we are as humans, we're working on things. So we're over our devices, or we're on our devices. Our true vices are our devices, right? Or we're working, or we're caregiving, or we're driving, and this movement starts to happen, right? So this is kyphosis. We have a kyphotic curve in the spine. We've been talking about the spine a lot, so that's kind of what it looks like from the side. You're like, well, Michelle, we're talking about shoulders. Yes, we are. The shoulder girdle, which means all of this all the way across, which means we need to lift here, because what's happening is the pectorals are getting really tight and contracted, and across the back, the rhomboids and those other muscles are getting longer. So there's an instability. That's how we get injured, is because this side is tight, this side's loose. It's not balanced, so something gives, right? So we want to be able to lift. We want to contract the lats and lift the chest. And you may be like, but I don't know where my lats are. That's okay. Just think about, lift your heart. You just contracted your lats. Drop it. Lift it. Drop. Lift. Drop. Lift. You feel the contraction in that back body? That's what we're looking for. Drop. Lift. Now hold this lift. For this lift to happen, this chest to be lifted, collarbones open, shoulders back and down, the back body has to contract. So those muscles that have been getting long from looking over Candy Crush for the 15,000 times, or somebody's baby pictures on Facebook, right? We're opening. This has to get long. This is going to get grouchy. So we lift, lift, lift. Small tilt with the chin. 3, 4, 5. Release the chin, release the chest. Didn't look like a big deal until you released, and you're like, holy balls, right? Lots of work. So we're getting ready to recline. Now I want to show you what we're going to do once we recline the shoulder work. The other leg stuff you'll get, you can probably see from camera, but this one you won't. So this is what a saguaro cactus looks like, right? We're going to do something called wall angels, but we're going to do them on the floor. So when I rotate, I'm rotating until my fingers touch. Notice that this angle here did not change. I'm just rotating, and I don't have to come all the way down. This is the area that we normally work. We want to work from here up, which is what we don't normally work. When you're doing this on the floor, you want wrist and elbow to stay on the floor. It sounds a lot easier than it is. Thank heavens gravity helps us hold in that place. So we're going to slowly grab those knees and and pull the knees into the chest. A nice release through the back body. Nice rotation from side to side. Arms come out to the side. We're going to drop those knees over to the left. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Bring those knees up and over to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Bring those knees back up. We're going to put the bottoms of the feet flat on the floor. Now, once those feet are flat on the floor, we're going to keep them there. So this is going to, by having those knees bent, stabilize the pelvis. So we have the lower back on the floor.
Elbows are out, arms are up. So this is that cactus position. This wall angel's on the floor. We're going to let those elbows slide up and fingertips touch and down. That's 1. Up, fingertips touch and down. That's 2. Up and touch and down. That's 3. Up and touch and down. That's 4. We're doing 10. Up and touch and down. That's 5. Up and touch, down. That's 6. Up and touch, down. That's 7. Up and touch and down. That's 8. Up and touch and down. That's 9. Up and touch and down. That's 10. Nicely done. We're going to just drape the arms across our body like we're in a hug. Now change the stack of those arms. And gently release. Nicely done. Right ankle on left knee. So we're going to switch to the legs for a little bit, letting those arms take a break. We pull that knee in. We feel the rotation right hip. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And gently release. We're going to put the bottom, so we're going to take that right foot and we're going to put it under the left knee on the floor. So the first time it was on the knee, now it's on the floor. We're still pulling left knee to chest. So we're going to pull that in. You're going to feel that open up in the hip. Flex your left foot. Make sure it's active. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Gently release. Back to neutral. Left leg goes on right knee. We're going to pull that right knee in. Pull, pull, pull. Wowie, wow, wow. Your hips are like, good morning, Magical Monday. 2, 3, 4, 5. Gently release. We're going to put that foot down. We're going to take the left foot and we're going to place it on the floor. Whew, that's a lot of opening. We're going to bring that right knee into the chest. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And gently release. Sit down. Back to a neutral position. Hands beside the body. And press through those feet to lift up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Slowly we roll back down. Nice work. We're going to pull those knees in. We're going to cross at the ankles and roll our booties up. Straighten those legs. Now, once we get those legs straight, we're going to put the hands on either side of the hips and we're going to extend the spine. But the nice thing about extending the spine here is we're able to stack the bones in the arms up and lengthen up through those shoulders. So we have some contraction in the back body, chin to chest. The glutes are not trying to come off the ground. We're just trying to lengthen the spine from the neck down to the pelvis. 3, lift pelvic floor, pull navel in. 4, and 5. Gently release. Now this is going to work through the front part of the body. Nice rotation. So we're going to pull those hands back, fingertips towards glute. We need to do this a lot. So the first one is going to be a modified one, so you have a little break. We're going to bend the knees and we're going to lift up into reverse table. So we press through those feet, lifting up, looking up towards the sky, feeling that opening in the shoulders. 1, 2, control the neck. Don't let your head flop. 3, 4, 5. Slowly roll it right back down. Extend those legs, and we're going to put the backs of the hands down. Rest your wrists. and then release. So we're going to put those hands back, fingertips facing your glutes. You're going to press down to lift up reverse plank, so Eastern plank. We're going to lift up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Slowly come back down. Backs of the wrists get a little bit of a break. Maybe we can fold forward a little, reaching towards those feet. And a release. Now from there, we're going to bend those knees. We're going to come through over onto hands and knees. So I am going to let this... not much easier on the floor, I know, right? So, we're coming to hands and knees. Now, some of you have sensitive knees, so this is where we would put in a blanket, any kind of extra prop that you might need. I'm giving you a couple of moments to get those ready, or have a sip of coffee. Today's program brought to you by 8 o'clock coffee, Florida Flan. So this coffee tastes and smells like coffee and Cuban flan. Pretty darn good.
Flan.
Mm.
I couldn't figure out what word you said at first.
Flan, F-L-A-N. Flan, so good.
So good.
And we're going to come into child's pose and rest. Lengthening out. Nice full breath. So from here, we're staying in this child's pose, but we're going to come all the way up onto fingertips and still stay in this posture. And just lifting the arms that much makes a difference. You may already be really sensitive in the shoulders from the work that we've done, so this just a little bit made a difference. We're going to put those elbows down now. We're going to put the palms together and see if we can bring those hands all the way back by the spine. Just a nice way for you to be able to stretch out the arms a little bit. And then gently release. We're going to come up onto hands and knees. We're going to let that right arm come up and thread it through. Right shoulder comes down. Nice rotation here. Now, once you put the shoulder down and the right ear down, if you try to press with your left hand and rotate a little bit, it pulls that right shoulder under and it broadens through the back. And that's kind of what we're looking for here, trying to stretch the tissue around that right shoulder blade. 3, 4, 5. Gently release, shifting back, coming to table. I'm going to try the other side. Left arm comes up and thread it through. Nice rotation. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Gently release, come back to table. We're going to sit back on those feet, resting the wrists. Nice full breath. Now from here we're going to come back to table, and from table right down to knees, chest and chin, and bring the belly down. Lift that chest up. And then slowly lower that chest down. Now from here, we're going to put those forearms down and we're going to come into Sphinx. Walk your thighs together and lift and open. Now, when you're lifting and opening, we're really trying to come up out of the shoulders. And we want to pull the navel away from the floor. So we're trying to change and tilt that pelvis.
Nice tall spine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to turn those toes under. Come to a forearm plank. Tucking that glute. Really work through that body. So you're building some core here, but we feel it in the shoulders. We're going to take this forearmed plank and we're going to start walking the toes in to come into dolphin. So the booty comes up and you start walking in. And then you get to that spot where you're like, nope, I'm good. And you rest out here. So you're in a dolphin. This dolphin's a little harder because those hands are not joined. The hands are like 11s instead of an angle clasping. So there's a lot more rotation and work in that shoulder. If you feel comfortable, maybe you can lift a leg. Nice full breath here. We're going to let that leg come down. Let's switch to the other side. Lift a leg. A lot of work happening in those shoulders. I can hear Barbara's and Mimi's squealing from here. And we're going to put that foot down. We're going to walk back out to that forearm plank. Then knees and down. Rest a little bit. We can put our hands together, put our chin on top of our hands. Maybe a little rock from side to side. Nice work, everybody. Now then, let's put those arms behind us. We're going to open through the chest. So remember, we were talking about the chest is getting contracted, the back body's getting longer. We want to contract back body. So we're going to lace the fingers together. Put your index fingers out. It's going to give you a little more, what's the right word? Control, a little more grip. And it's also a mudra called the Kali Mudra. It makes you fierce, right? Fiery, burning through obstacles. And we're going to use those index fingers to point towards our heels. So as we lift the chest, we're going to continue to try to point and reach towards those heels. Opening through the collarbones, opening through the throat. Where's your breathing? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Slowly releasing down. Lots of work here. So we're going to roll to the left side. The only reason we're rolling to the left side first is so that I can see you. So we have that left forearm down and we are lined up. We're going to work on side plank, but mostly so we can really work the serratus anterior. There's this press, this contraction on the serratus anterior that is going to help you lift, right? So all of this work right here under that armpit. And while we're in it, we're going to be doing this little rocking motion that goes like this, okay? So it's a lot of work. Come out of it when you need to. Try to have as much integrity in the posture as you can, as in alignment, so you keep yourself safe. So we're going to slowly lift and let that right arm come up. This within itself, a lot of work. So you're contracting on the rib cage, trying to push the right side up. Find your breath, stack your feet. If you have to stagger the feet, that's okay. We're going to take that right hand and reach through towards left armpit and back up. Reach through, so there's a little bit of a twist, and back up. One more time. Reach through, touch, and back up. Let your hip come down. Come back to the belly. Whew. And release, right? Lots of work. We're going to roll to the right side. We're going to put that right forearm down. Try to line up. You're stacking those feet. How's the body feeling? Then you're going to lift. Arm comes up. Feel the pose. Stacking the feet. Find your alignment. Let that hand come through. And up. Through. And up. One more time. Through.
and up. Hip comes down. Bring that belly down. And rest a second. Nice little rock. Find your breath. We're going to bring those hands underneath the shoulders. We're going to press to table, from table to down dog. Lengthening through the spine. Nice long stretch. It's so funny how sometimes down dog feels like work and sometimes it feels like a recovery pose. For me, this feels like a recovery pose because I can feel the work in the shoulders, but my arms are locked out and straight, so I don't feel like I have to hold weight. But it lengthens the muscles in the back body. I broaden the shoulders. It gives me some relief. We bend the knees, looking forward. We step forward, fingertips flat back. Forward fold. Bend those knees. We're going to inhale all the way up. Hands come down. And we've already done a whole lot of shoulder work. You're like, what else can they do? I can't pick up my arms. I won't be able to do my hair later. So, it's a pony. Quarantine, nobody's judging. So we're going to work on Warrior 2. And we're going to do the Warrior 2 where we have to rotate the shoulder. And then we'll work our way down. So we won't be standing for long, but we're going to do poses that involve shoulders while we're standing. So we're going to inhale up. Exhaling forward fold. Fingertips flat back. Forward folding. We're going to bend those knees, send the right foot back, ground that right foot. We're going to cartwheel up to Warrior 2. Palms come up. So you're like holding two platters. We're going to try to rotate all the way through until those palms come back up again. But I want you to do this. We don't want to move the spine. We want to move just in the shoulder. And if they don't come all the way up, they don't. And then release. Don't let this knee rotate in. Keep it pushing out. Rotate all the way through. And release. One more time, all the way through. And release. We let those hands come down to the floor. We step to down dog. There we go. Bending and stretching. Nice long stretch. We let that right leg travel forward, grounding back foot. We cartwheel up into Warrior 2. Now once we get into that Warrior 2, we're going to turn the palms up. Rotate all the way through. And release. All the way through. And release. All the way through. And release. Hands slowly come down. Come to the ball of left foot. Stepping forward. Fingertips flat back. Forward fold. And inhale all the way up. Hands come down. And release it out. Yay, us. So those shoulders should be feeling pretty good. Yeah? So we're going to step out to the right. I'm stepping out to the right. You step where you can still see your screen. We're going to be hanging upside down, so you still may not be able to see your screen. We're going to let those arms come behind, open the chest. So we're lifting those collarbones up. Slowly fold forward, hands come up. We're looking through, letting the head dangle, so we get this great extension through the spine, through the neck, but we get a chance to rotate through shoulders. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to let those hands slowly come down to the back body. Bend those knees to slowly come back up. Release. Little shrug in the shoulder. And we're going to turn and step back to the front. Nice work. And we're going to slowly start making our way down to the floor. We're going to step into down dog. But once we get into down dog, we're going to work on a full side plank. So that's going to be our straight arm plank once we make it down. Inhale up. Exhale, forward folding. Fingertips flat back the best you can. As we fold forward, we're going to bend those knees. We're going to step back to plank. And from that plank, we're going to slowly rotate to right side. So that right hand is down, left hand is up. Nice long body. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Left hand comes down, rotate. Do what you can today. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That hand comes down, press back to down dog. Bend and stretch. And we're going to put those knees down. We're going to let those knees be wide and come right down into child's pose. Maybe you're opening and closing the hands. Maybe you're winding those wrists. 3, 4, 5. So we're going to slowly push ourselves up. Now once we make it up here, we're going to sit over onto that right hip. We're going to pull those legs forward. We're going to hug those arms a little bit. No, our arms are hugging our knees. Nice big stretch. 3, 4, 5. And then from there, we're going to roll onto our back bodies, pulling those knees in. Nice alignment in the spine. A little rock from side to side. We're going to cross that right leg over the left. Pull the knees into the chest. Reach down, grab those ankles, pull them down and up. Releasing lower back. So a lot of times that upper back is tight. The lower lumbar will overextend to try to give some mobility to the shoulders and into the upper back. And we do it, we don't mean to do it, and this is going to help release that lower back a little bit. I add a rock, it makes my back feel better. And we're going to switch. And bring those ankles down and up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And gently release. We're going to put the bottoms of the feet flat on the floor. Hands are beside the body, fingertips are near those heels. We're going to press down through the feet to come up. Really big contraction here, opening through the front of the pelvis, legs are parallel. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Slowly we roll back down. And once we make it down to the floor, we're going to just windshield wiper those legs from side to side. Nice work. And then gently release and extending those legs down. Nice full breathing here. Soften to the floor. We release the feet. We release the ankles. Maybe we need to prep and move. Maybe your body needs one more stretch. Maybe you need blankets or bolsters. And then as we release those calves and those shins, we move into the knees. We soften the thighs. the glutes and pelvic belly. We release lower back and navel. Mid back and solar plexus. Shoulder blades and heart. The face is soft. Where's your breath? The body's relaxed, and especially the shoulders. With the shoulder blades being flat, we have this opportunity to open through the chest. Collarbones can be lifted. But how's your breathing? Nice, slow, steady breaths, feeling that inhale travel up back body and exhale down front body. Inhaling up back body, exhaling down front body. So if you're at home, you can continue to stay this way if you like. Focusing on your breath and staying present. Maybe you start to move fingers and toes a little. Maybe you begin to pull one knee and the other. Maybe once you get here, maybe you do a little rock to release lower back. Because laying on your back can be rough. Maybe you pull your knees all the way in, or maybe just come to your side from there. And then you're going to make your way all the way up to a seated position, and whatever that is for you. So if that's on a blanket or a bolster to prop yourself up, it's all good. We sit comfortably, and we just close those eyes and assess. We definitely feel the movement that we did in the shoulders. Where's the breath? Remember the intention of the practice. We're going to bring the hands to the heart, and we're going to remind ourselves of all the things that we're thankful for. And there is such a big list. I am so thankful for each and every one of you, for every day that I get, every morning that I wake up that I get to be sunshiny. It's a choice, and I choose it happily. We send out love and kindness, compassion to those who need it. I'm going to end the practice with an Om, if you're comfortable. If not, enjoy mine. Inhaling. Bowing forward, Namaste. Peace be with you. Go safely. And thank you for practicing with me.
Thanks for teaching.
You're welcome. Yay, yoga! It is so nice to have you guys online and to be here in person, but to have a student in the house.
In the house.
In the house. So we have a student in the home studio today, which is great because I get to connect in all the ways, which makes me happy. So I love you guys really big. If you have comments or suggestions about things that you would like to practice, especially as we start to change over into whatever a new normal is, please leave them. I read every single one of them and like it or love it or reply back to you.
Thank you for all the donations and the support. It's really made this time of transition easier for me. If this video is somebody who might benefit from this shoulder video, send it to them, like it. In a few moments, I'll upload it to YouTube, and if that person doesn't do Facebook, you can show them over to YouTube. I have a channel there that has more than 60 videos because this is day 56 and I already had some up, so they have plenty of choices. So just send them on over. I would really appreciate it. Big love to you guys. Mwah.